So apparently DLSS 5 just released and everyone is mad about it. And as a game developer, I was actually curious to see what they've changed, how it is different, and try to react to the way it is and try to understand why people are mad and if it is even justified to be mad about it. I have the trailer here, the official announcement trailer. Let's see what it is. I need to rewatch it a bit because there is something that I have to understand. So we have Resident Evil Requiem, and it looks like this. Now, what I want to see is exactly if what they are doing is enhancing or not the picture. They are for sure doing something, but I want to understand if this process they are doing is violating or not the artist's view in the generation of the picture. Because of course, this is a crappy looking image. We can agree on that. But I want to see. So she doesn't have great highlights in the face now, and we have an increased amount of highlights. Let's try to compare these. I hate that there is this green, like without the green bar, it would be much easier, but they do it on purpose, assholes. Um, okay, so the eye is in the similar way as before. There is an, they are changing the position of the eye. This is generative AI. This is not enhancing the picture. This is changing the picture. You see that the eye is getting bigger. So small, big. And the rest of the face is not changing. Well, they are moving the face a bit. The mouth is the same. The hand is in different position. Maybe it's just because it's slightly different position for the camera. Also because, I mean, they have different interactions. First of all, what the second? Where is the fog? So look at the background and the scene and how the background is foggy and not detailed and everything else. And now after you go through this, well, no fog. Is this because of the different time they catch this into? Like, can they just make a save and load the save file? How did they do it? Well, for sure, the fog difference is a big problem, but maybe it's just because of the time of the day. Like they are clearly not recording two things at the same moment. They are having slightly different approaches. The details on the umbrella seems to be unanswered, but then my question is it trying to get the like are these informations coming from the game? Are these enhancing the picture that the DLSS sees, or are they changing the informations? And it's very hard to say, but there are changes in the size of objects, and that would mean this is not an upscaling. This is just a redrawing. I'm having challenges in figuring out because the proportion changes are big. These are not small changes. Hmm. Hmm. Also, the color shift is huge. So let's assume for a second. Sorry. Let's assume for a second that this is not the same instant. Like the cigarette logo, the lotto thing on the top right is a bit different. Let's assume this is not the reference. Okay, let's look at this. This is fog and clouds in the background. I assume that this is a kind of a static scene. And now we have an announcement in the background with the grass and the leaves. And there seems to be an extraction of detail, like an increase of detail levels. The fog is still there. The air seems to, this time it seems to be in a perfect position, or almost perfect position. So first of all, there is a problem. This process is changing the lighting completely. This I don't like. So this is one of the biggest issues. Of course, you may say that their vision was this one, but this is changing the lighting. The lighting is not the same in before and afterwards. And they are basically emulating RTX. Are these even the same pictures that you're upscaling? Because they don't look like the same to me. The mouth shape is changing. Why would the mouth shape? Okay, this is the problem. They are trying to force a view into the things. Like they are creating their reference. When you have a model like this, what is happening is that you have a reference picture, a generic idea that the model, the system has about how the picture should look like, and what is the result that is expected, or at least you have the picture that you're inputting and the picture that the system wants to show you. Now, you can change the way you blend the two things. Like, you have to be careful with this kind of tools because you don't want to overwrite things. And because what you get is the same effect that it was gotten by Samsung. I don't know if you all remember the Samsung debacle with the moonshots, where you were shooting at the moon and the moon was replaced with a picture of the moon. Because Samsung was detecting, oh, this is supposed to be the moon. I don't need to upscale it. I just need to put a picture of the moon in there. This is similar to me. This is what it feels like the what is called the style transfer, because this is a style transfer. It's really, oh, sorry. It's really too hard in this case. Let me go here. No. Do we have a 5-second gap here? No. When do I want? Okay, we don't have a 5-second gap. So there is a style transfer that is really make this picture photorealistic. But the question is the game wanting to be photorealistic? Is this a setting in the game? Like we want to have an improvement in light and everything? Because maybe this is what they want. Maybe this is set up by the developers with what they expected it to be. This is what I'm missing as an information. But if this is not something you can choose, it's a problem. Because you are completely deleting any freedom to choose the style of your game. Like you don't have any option to stylize your game. How would this look like into, for example, Dragon Age, Monster Hunter Stories 3? Because this would destroy Monster Hunter Stories 3. It's a cartoon style game. Not all the games are supposed to be fucking photorealistic. Can we stop this freaking run to photorealism, please? Can we get back to be normal human beings and relax and accept that art is art and we can just enjoy things that are a bit different from just photorealistic style games? I'm not saying that I don't like them, but for God's sake, not all the games have to look photorealistic. This is only AAA bullshit. So here I remember seeing that she gets like older. That is, I want to look at the wand. Let's look at the wand. The wand is modified. Is it modified a lot or not? Okay. The tip. So the effect of the wand, okay, we should not look into it because it's two different time frames. They were not able to catch it perfectly equal. Okay. So it increased the detail of the wand. That is okay. It increased by a lot the problems in the texture here. Like look at how enhanced are all these problems in the clothing. The clothing was looking okay, like you're not looking at something that is so ugly is a low poly cloth, because of course you have to save on details, right? So if you look into detail at the cloth, you can see the polygons that make the cloth, apart from a very high contrast in the neck. I don't know for which reason is it for. But then by enhancing it, you are this is an auto contrast. Okay, the scarf look incredibly better. It looks improved. But again, if they wanted it to look that dark, they would have made it that dark. They are changing completely the lighting. They are style transferring. They are changing the colors. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, upscaling should not change things, should just make them enhanced. This is horrible. Apart from, look at this, who want to play this? This look like a picture generated by AI. It doesn't even look like a video game anymore. What is this? Wow, I'm surprised that it's not fixing the walls, because I think that the wall have to be fixed. So this seems to work basically as changing contrast on you. This has been trained to change the shape of humans, I can tell you. They focused on picture of real humans. Wow, this is so ugly. I have to screenshot this. This would be the screenshot for the thumbnail. Oh my god. Ooh, let me remove the sound. Here. This is like, it's not even, this is another problem. When you create something like this, you want it to be consistent. This is not consistent. Like, if you look at the way it's changing the colors here, but not here, look. It's not changing them here. It's changing the phase illumination completely. I think it's changing also the here. The lighting of this part is completely changed. Is brighter. And this is untouched, basically. What? Like, he's enhancing like, you're just making the normal map bigger, but we could have, this is a setting you can do yourself. Like, enhancing the normal map, this part here, making these bumps more visible, is just making a normal map, like, you multiply the normal map by a higher value. That's it. You don't need a method like a DLSS to make it happen. It was not the choice from the beginning. They decided that that was the amount of wrinkle that they wanted from that thing, like this amount of bumps. It was decided, and actually look at better before than afterwards. They are also inventing, like, look at this. This is another issue. Basically, this is doing light rebounds. This DLSS is inventing light rebounds. You can see here, the necklace is dark, okay? There is no light rebouncing. It's just dark because the light is coming from this direction. And we don't have a Lumen technology or something similar. Lumen do something similar to rebounce the light that is coming here and reflect it here. So this is light reflection, okay? And now here, all of a sudden, this has a full color that is coming from reflection of the skin, the light on the skin, to the coat. And this is not what they wanted. They didn't make it like maybe you want this, but if you want this, it has to be your choice. Also here, why do you all of a sudden you're feeling this? Where is this light coming from? No, this is not even feeling. This is just inventing light. This is just changing the light completely. How the fucking NVIDIA, they look at this and say, we have to release this. How stupid can you be? Do you really, like, really, don't you have a department of people that are working in a reasonable, like, they just, like, we are enhancing the light here, but we are making this darker. You are changing completely the scene. At this point, why the fuck we render the game? We just tell you what we want and you make the game by inventing stuff, right? Why would we even make a game? What is the point of it? You can make by yourself, like, you can change the expressions, you can change whatever you want. There is This is removing the like the design of the art. This is exactly what you should have never done. How in the universe you keep releasing product with AI that then shitify the vision of AI? You are doing it to yourself with Microsoft, with the other. How in the universe you keep doing it? What is this crap? This look like, I mean, I don't like this. It's not like a game I would love to play. This face look like plastic, I don't know, made out of plastic. Starfield. I mean, they could have make it look better from the beginning, but probably they went for the low details. And by the way, I don't know if they trained it in the way that they show the full eye detail version of the game, and then they put it to low details in the game so that they can render a cheaper version of it. I don't know that. So far, it looks like the system is inventing things. It could also be that the way this model is trained is by showing it the ultra resolution version, like the ultra detailed version of the game, and telling it you have to reproduce that version of the game compared to the low poly, because these are all the crappiest. Like, it looks terrible. If this is the way Starfield looks, I didn't play it, but if Starfield look like this, my god, there is a problem in there. But I don't think so. It cannot be like that. This is like, you don't even have any kind of effect on the end. No, I don't think this is not possible. This is not the way Starfield looks normally. So most likely it's the worst possible detail level, like the lowest possible level. Where are the teeth? Sorry. So here I'm seeing the teeth speaking, and here she doesn't have them anymore. They're not relevant for the scene. So why do we model them? Or is she saying something different? Maybe. Maybe she's saying something. You're changing the color of the airs. You're changing everything. Like, I may not want this intensity on the air. Maybe I didn't want this level of. Does she have this feature here in the face? So she has only one small one, and they create a second one, and actually they create a third and the fourth. So she has a scar now. She doesn't have anymore a mole. Just a second. They invented. So she doesn't have anything here. But at some point I saw. No, okay. Huh. And again, the level of details of the texture here is not too relevant. Hmm. How do the trash bin look like afterwards? The relighting is not happening in there. This is what is strange to me. They are doing a lot of relighting. Like, why are you doing the relighting? Do you want to pretend that you can do lighting better than the artist that is making the game? Like, they are pushing for everything look RTX. Is this what they're trying to do? What is this, like the thing, the hook looking like? This look horrible. These look like AI generated for how bad it is. Oh my god. This makes sense here, but once you enhance it, it's terrible. And I mean, I'm not saying it's not more pleasing as a picture in this way. I mean, I like the texture of. Personally, I prefer when there is more texture visible on the clothing and everything else, but it's a choice to show it or not. I want to see the lighting here below. They are changing the contrast. They are remaking the lights completely. And how do you do it? Is it even upscaling anymore? Is it a guessing? Like, these plants become all of a sudden illuminated from the bottom? Why? Hmm. This is ugly as fuck. Now we have Starfield again, and they look way more detailed than the other one. So I don't know why this lighting looks better than the other one. You have a bit of foggy environment. This guy look coming out of Avatar, and it's not a compliment. I mean, Avatar looks great, the game, like the movie, but I don't want to play these. Or if I want to play this, it has to be a choice. I don't know if I want this to be the future of gaming. The fog is the same. Here they are saving the details of the fog, so it's not gone. The ground is changing color. I mean, there is a lot of work that goes into choosing the colors, exact color of the assets, and the exact way they look like. You cannot just change the contrast. If I wanted to change the contrast and things like that, I can do a post-process in a real engine. All of this could be a post-process in a real engine, most of it, apart from the lighting, relighting that they are doing. What they're doing is relighting. But this relighting is not coming from enhancing the light that are already there. This is what worries me the most. It's not just relighting. It's not taking these highlights and say, okay, this highlight should look like that. It's changing the way this looks completely. This is not better. And again, this now looks completely separated from the environment. Like, look here. Now it blends perfectly in the environment, right? These are blending characters that are perfectly in the picture. After the enhancement, it looks like he's on a different plane. It looks like green screen. Now they are characters on a green screen with a background that is fake. Do you see what I see? Do you see the green screen effect here? They look like they have been added afterwards to the scene. They're not anymore part of the scene. While before, you would never say they were not part of it. Who would want this in this game? Here they are part of the scene, and all of a sudden they become not anymore part of the scene. They are completely separated. What the fuck? And here I didn't see a real enhancement. I mean, it looks exactly like you're only changing the face of the players. In this case, I can understand it. The goal of FIFA is to be photorealistic, or football, whatever it is, football club. So it doesn't make any I don't see the problem in using it here. Is making him look like more real person. Fine. Not a problem. Actually, I should look at what happened in the people in the crowd. So again, change of contrast, change of lighting. You are not improving this. So the feature here is saved. So it's not changing these features. It's mostly detecting faces and changing faces. This is trained to make human look more realistic. This is the way it is trained for. This is what it's focusing on. It's ignoring the crowd behind. The crowd is not changed at all. It's completely untouched. And now we have again the green screen effect. Now is a composite. Now, if I look at this picture, it looks like a composition where the other people are part of this, but it's not. And this is because they are also changing the sharpness. This is more sharp, but the others are not. And therefore, now he is perfectly in focus, he's super sharp, but the other are not. So now it looks completely wrong. This is crap. I don't know. I don't think I like this at all. It's completely removing the artistic choice to my view. And maybe I will be, maybe they will say that is actually what these companies have presented, whatever they choose to present them. I mean, this doesn't look bad to me. I understand that it's an improvement from the way it was looking before, especially if you're playing this on, I don't know, Switch 2, and you can have this on Switch. Like, if you can get to this on Switch 5, Switch 2, sure, why not? I was thinking about DLSS 5. But I'm not fully understanding, like, this is terrible. What the fuck is this? These look awful. And again, the biggest issue is the change in the contrast and the colors. You should never change them. You should not change. Like, if I want to have a contrast setting, I would do it myself. I don't want it to change it to look more whatever you feel like is realistic. Because at this point, I'm not making a game. We're making a kind of I don't know. What is this? But whatever. Okay. Final verdict. I don't like it. The final verdict is that this is something that should die as soon as possible. I hope that Nvidia comes out and says, sorry, we were wrong, we will kneel to the gamers, you're right, or there is no valid reason to use DLSS 5. I think they are pressured into releasing new features so that it looks like their games are interesting. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's just terrible. I don't know if you were able to see some of the details on the bottom, whatever. Um, this is really trained to make things look bad. This is what I don't want from a DLSS. Like, this is an upscaling technology. It's not a reshape. They are trying to invent a new way to do rendering so they can sell themselves better. Don't let them do it. I am a fan of DLSS. I love using DLSS. I use it in my gameplay. I use it always. But this is not the way to go. I don't want to see this crap. I want to understand before what is done here and if this is somewhat looking at the artistic vision or not. If this is coming from the artist saying or setting up some parameters so that it looks like that. But I don't see how it could be done in this way. It just looked awful. I don't know who was the quality control in NVIDIA that decided this has to go to be green lighted, or that was the way to go. I'm sorry, they should fire you. You should not work anymore in the industry because this is not the way. Gamers do not like this. How do you think that this is the way a gamer will look into the things and be like, oh, this is the way the future of gaming is? Relighting is not the problem. You could produce, like, you can present some sort of relighting. Here you are changing completely the vision of the game. So I don't know. I'm not happy with it, and I'm not even pointing at how crappy is all of this. And they can say this is the first step, like it was with the first upscaling, whatever. I don't care. Don't show me something that is not ready. Don't show proudly something that is ugly. You are not doing any improvement. Like this door, there is so much to improve with details here. There are so many freaking details you could pull off here to make this more sharp or better. Instead of focusing on the face, you could improve the clothing. You could improve, like, just improve the shadow details a bit. You are changing the materials completely. You are just changing everything. I don't know. And I don't see upscaling. Because all these other parts are not upscaled. This part here is not upscaled. They are not upscaling it. They are upscaling only the person in the front. That's why it looks so crappy. I don't know. I don't like it. Whatever. Guys, let me know what you think about this. I think this is the ugliest possible solution for this thing. I can see potential. I can see why, let's say, Dumbledore in the company may think that this is the way to go. They may look at this and say, we are so good, because they don't understand gaming, of course. I mean, they never did. The people that are working at NVIDIA on this, like every person that work on AI has never played games in their life. Like, they don't know what it means to have fun. What is this? You are complete, like, they are relighting everything. And again, relighting, it can be a huge problem. Artists can't set up the lights the way they want. They decide that this has to not be highlighted or highlighted. They create the scene. There is a vision behind it. You cannot just change it and say this is better. It feels like you are going to a computer, a generic photographic software, and say enhance the picture. It never works. No one wants it. And you are not improving the resolution of the rest of the thing. I don't know. And look at this. This is so separated from the scene like this. Why would you even show this? Why? This looks so like this is posterized, terrible. You are overlapping the fog from here. What the fuck are you doing here? Okay, whatever. Before I begin ranting and yelling. Okay, not happy at all. I heard that there was the DLSS 5. I was happy about it. Then I saw this and I'm not anymore happy about it. I hope they will kill this as soon as they can. And they have to make clear exactly what they are doing here and why it looks like this. Because if they don't clarify why they are changing contrast, lighting, and everything else, this is not usable. This is not like, at this point, we make a sketch game and they will translate it to whatever they want. And the new DLSS is you make a sketch game, you apply DLSS, and all of a sudden it becomes whatever photorealistic thing it is. It's not acceptable. It's not viable. Whatever. You heard my opinion. Let me know what do you think about DLSS? Do you like it? Do you agree with me? Do you think that actually it makes sense what I said? Do you think that they should not be like that, or are you okay with this kind of trade-off and say, well, whatever, it looks better, I would accept it? I can see why someone on Switch 2 may prefer these over these. Like if you're playing on Switch 2, this is what you get. If you can play in this version in Switch 2, it could make sense somewhat. But only if you're training the data set of your game on the high resolution mode. Like if I train my model, or if I provide my model a vision of the 4K ultra detail and everything else, and then the DLSS is capable to take the lowest crappy looking shot and render it like it is the highest version of it, sure, I can understand why you're doing it. Because there is a reference that is the game itself. If it isn't, I don't know. Whatever. With that said, let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, the usual stuff. And see you in the next video. Bye.